Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come. What up, everybody? It's Tuesday morning. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had an amazing 3-day holiday weekend, as we are going to do what we do each and every day, taking a look at the same 10 to 12 futures markets, identifying potential breakouts and reversals from an educational perspective. A real quick announcement, tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Central, we will be doing a live, YouTube live webinar. So I'll pin the link to it in the comment section below, but we're going to be doing a YouTube live webinar tonight, 7 o'clock. Make sure you share the link with all your friends that are traders so that they can see. We're going to focus primarily on counter trend trading. How do I identify trend? What is counter trend? And then how do I use momentum indicators in order to enhance my probability of success in trend trading? So that's really what we're looking for trend and counter trend trading. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in, looking at our markets today. So we are down a little bit in the pre-market session that we're in, as we were down about 4 points. We kind of fell down during last night's Globex session just a little bit. And now it looks as though we are coming off of this area of little area demand. Now, this is actually a line that I had drawn last night in our live trade room, talking about an area where I believe we could have a breakdown from. And I was looking specifically for basing above this level. And that's kind of what we're getting, is a little bit of basing above this level. So I think there's a better chance for price to continue to move down. I do like this area right up in here, this little wick over wick reversal area formed at the European market open. Okay, so this little wick over wick level right there formed at the European market open. While I don't normally like this kind of a level just due to the fact that we've got basing in front of it, I think a little pop up into here could be what stems us down. So that's 28.33 by about 28.36 half. For a potential trade opportunity in the ES. So take a look at that one as a potential for today. Other than that, this level we've switched to a confirmation short, and then this level down here for a potential long. Last night when we were looking at it, we were looking at essentially the fact that wrong drawing tool. Essentially last night when we were looking at it, we had a little bit of a triangle pattern that was happening right through here, but it was started to kind of pop out to the upside. But in reality, a triangle pattern in the Globex session just doesn't have the same oomph as one during cash sessions. So looking at the Nasdaq, so in the NQ, we had a nice little level off of this move, converted that to a confirmation short. Now very similar in potential opportunity here off of the hourly chart, the wick over wick level for a potential reversal right off of this area here. So looking at that wick over wick area. Now remember, those wick over wick areas, to me, your stop still has to go outside of the closest pivot, right? Your stop still has to go outside of that pivot, but it definitely gives you a potential opportunity for an entry with a fairly low, it's a low risk entry on this one. Next, crude oil. So crude oil, we are kind of putting in a little bit of hitting our head off the ceiling here a little bit above this 59.37 could be a chance to get long. I like this area here. I like this one here a lot better if price does rally up out of this region. Next would be gold. In gold, we've taken a look at this little area here. Price has kind of come down from that region twice. Our best demand area, I think, is this one down in here, which we oftentimes anticipate these speed candles to get a retracement. And so price would kind of come back into this region where we may see a bit of a reversal. Next, looking at our bonds and currency markets. So in the ZN, which is our 10-year note, I was looking at this potentially last night for a potential breakdown. Did not get it. Actually, it popped up to the other side. And so when I look at this on a 4-hour, we see that price is kind of continuing its move higher, and I think I'm going to let that price continue to move higher. If we break down below here, I think that that there is a strong area right there where we have those wick over wick levels. In the Aussie, we had taken a look at this area kind of for a potential reversal right through here. Gave us a nice little pop higher off of that gap area. We've kind of come back in. Now we're just kind of basing around. So I'm going to remove those levels. And what I'm looking at for today, as I kind of glance at this, I like this area here, but I don't like the fact that we came so close to it and we're unable to get filled. So I'm going to switch that to a confirmation short. The fact that we came that close and we're unable to fill it definitely is going to weaken the potential for that one going forward. And then beyond that, I think it's really, are we going to get a breakdown below here, right? If we get a breakdown below that demand, then I think that price could continue to conceivably fall until about 68.93. Next, the euro. So last night was looking at the euro, and in looking at the euro last evening, we had taken a look and said, well, you may get a little overnight short below here, and we got a little bit of a rundown. Not a whole lot happened from there, and now it's just kind of chopping around here as a fair price value area. So didn't get much of a breakdown from there. Didn't really hurt us as it's still kind of in that general vicinity, but not a whole lot of movement here. So I'm just going to leave that one be. Not a lot to touch on that one. Same thing with the Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar, actually, we did get the breakdown a little bit better, but we're waiting for a potential breakout to the upside above here, and so we'll see if that one does indeed break. We're bouncing off of this little demand area here, but that was not one that I would have anticipated for a strong enough probability for a reversal. So looking at currencies overall, there's not a whole lot that I'm looking at specifically in these currency markets. There's just the clean areas right now for me just aren't there. I think your cleaner areas are in your equities and your commodities right now than they are in most of these currencies. And remember, these are currency futures. You may find better opportunities in your exotic currency pairs. We're just not finding them in currency futures. I think a lot of that is stemmed by the uncertainty of the pound. And the British pound really is just kind of moving along sideways. Don't want to add anything to this. I guess we could theoretically use this area here. More than theoretically, we could use this area here for a potential reversal point if price comes back into that region. And then the Japanese yen, I had looked at the fact that we are rising up here a little bit and was looking at this as a potential for price to kind of come back down through here. We're definitely losing steam on the way up, so we'll see if price kind of continues to make its move down from this region. So all in all, I think right now that our better opportunities are showing up in the equity markets as well as in the commodity markets than they are in the currency markets. So kind of keep an eye on those as you head into today. And these are, this is when we really start to have to understand how trends work. And trends are going to be important, especially on multiple time frames. So what we're going to cover tonight is trend identification on multiple time frames. How do I use it? And then how do I use counter trend trading confirmed with momentum indicators? So it's a fairly big topic. Let me know if, in the comment section below if there's something else that you'd like to see covered, and we'll do our best to get that covered this evening on our session. So if you've got any questions, please send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until tomorrow, everybody, I hope you have a great day, or I guess until later tonight. See ya. Peace out.